Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us here today at Book Blather. If you're new here, I'm Dave. This is Olive. And we like to have a little fun while we talk about the books we've read or acquired recently to help spread the joy of reading. So we've been going through the books that piece by piece that we've read the last couple of months, little by little. And so today we want to talk to you about another one that we read recently, which is Breach of Peace by Daniel B. Greene. So this is Daniel B. Greene, not another Daniel Greene, who's another author. This Daniel Greene is a very popular booktuber. If you're not already familiar with Daniel Greene, he has a fantasy book well, not just books. He discusses a lot of books, but also does TV shows and fantasy news in general. A very, very popular booktuber. I actually don't watch Daniel's channel that much. Not because it's not a great, it's actually a very entertaining channel. It's just I can only watch so much booktube. But I picked this up actually like 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago. This was published, I think, in March of 2021. He independently published it. And I picked it up then because at that point, the reason I picked it up was like I was still a booktube newbie at that point, and just publishing one monthly wrap up each month, and so I'm still getting exposed to a lot. And so I saw that I was like, oh, this is a book. I heard some buzz about it, and I'm like, oh, this is a book by a booktuber. What's that? That's got to be interesting. And so then when it came out, Daniel posted his own video that roasted his own book, which was pretty hysterical. I'll link that below, but it was pretty funny. And so I was like, oh, I let me get this. I want to see what this is all about, So I ordered it, and then once it came, it went into the TBR basket, which I've showed you guys before. It's this like ridiculous mess, right? And it got buried in there. And so I literally forgot about it. It's been sitting in there for almost 2 years. It sat in there. I totally forgot about the thing. And so I was going through there recently because we were doing our reorganizing, and I was like, oh, Breach of Peace. I was going to see what that was all about. And so we read it, and this is the first this novella, and it's I guess kind of like a prequel. I'm not really sure. It's the first book. So there's another one that came out after this called Rebel's Creed. It came out like 6 months later. So it's now been like another year and a half. I think there's supposed to be more, but I don't know because, like I said, I don't watch Daniel's channel regularly, so I don't know if he's still moving forward. I assume he is. I think so. But I actually didn't intend to read this series. I kind of just wanted to read this first book to see what it was about. And there was some mixed reviews out there. I didn't like read or watch really much of it, but I think even Daniel I saw talk about that there was mixed reviews about it. And I thought this book was great. Olive, you really enjoyed it too, right? Yeah, you did. Olive might have enjoyed it even more than I did. I don't know. But yeah, I thought there was a lot to like about this book. I don't know really why it would have gotten any negative reviews. Because I really liked it for like a number of different reasons. And so, like I said, this wasn't a series that I was planning on reading, but like I have to go get the next book now because this was like I enjoyed this like a lot. And so it's short. It's a novella. Sorry, the phone was ringing. So we like this book for a number of different reasons. Number one is, the writing quality really matters to us. Just the mechanical writing quality. You never know with a book like this, right? Anytime you're reading a self-published novel, you never know what the writing quality is going to be like. Daniel writes really well. There's not beautiful prose in this. I'm sure he didn't mean it to be that kind of book. But mechanically, the writing is pretty flawless. Like he definitely knows how to write, and it really flows really well. Another thing we really liked about this book is I don't even know what genre to tell you that this book is. I'm gonna try to describe it the best that I can, without spoiling. It's a short book, but I don't even know what genre to tell you this is because I think it did a great job of melding a number of different genres. It's I don't know. It was like kind of like it was like a lot of things. I want to say it was like kind of like urban fantasy, but also grimdark, but also so basically this is set in a world where it starts off with these inspectors that are right off the bat. There's like a pretty grim scene, crime scene that these inspectors are checking out, and they are these inspectors are basically agents for this empire that's been formed under someone called the Almighty. So these are kind of like police agents of God, it seems like. And then there's also this rebel group. And so you have these different characters. We meet really the main characters are these three different inspectors. And so, there's this rebel group that's fighting against the Empire, and there's a lot happening. There's these different, ministries within the Empire. And so you don't know who's got what agendas, and there's all this secret stuff going on, and these inspectors are trying to figure it out. And of course, the inspectors each have their own history and histories, and so there's a lot of secrecy and subterfuge and just mystery going on in this, and it's really kind of an exciting story, and so it's kind of set like in an industrial age, because like they have rifles, these officers, but there's also a sort of fantasy mystical element to it, so I guess it's kind of urban fantasy in that way, but it's also it's very grim. It's a very dark world. It starts off right like that, and there's a fair bit of violence, and there's a fair bit of violence and intensity that goes on throughout this story. So it's a pretty dark world that makes me want to call it grimdark. At the same time, later in the book, there's this whole thing while they're investigating this crime, where there's a lot of intrigue, and these different inspectors have different histories to them, and when they are actually pursuing this, there's a part where it's actually really scary, and they encounter someone that it's actually like a horror scene. It's actually a scary little ride for a while. And so, but then there's also then the whole detective element to this. Like, I don't know if you call it detective fantasy or, and it's just, there's like this big mystery to it. There's all these different, like I said, the different characters have different aspects to them, and I don't want to give anything away because it's a short book. But you should pick this up if you haven't read it, because you'll go through it real fast. I read this like that. It was so well paced. It was like really addictive, and I just whipped right through it. It was there was so much to like about this book. So like I don't know why it would have got any like negative ratings. I didn't, like I said, I didn't go view all those reviews. I think it got a lot of positive ratings too. But it was, it's not like it's a novella. Like, you can't go into this expecting like being fulfilled from an epic fantasy or something. But for a novella, I thought there was a lot packed into this, and I thought he did a great job with this thing. Like I said, I mean, you could only expect so much out of any 140-page book, but I think this is about like the extent of what you could expect out of a 140-page book. There was a lot of good elements to this, and they had a really good time with it, and enough that, like I said, we're gonna have to go buy the next book, which is a full-length novel, which we hadn't planned on doing, and we're gonna have to go get that now because we enjoy this so much. Also very unpredictable, and I won't say anything else than that, but like stuff is what happens in this that you wouldn't expect. So this was a really fun ride, and there wasn't actually anything about this book that I didn't like. Sometimes I like a little more fancy or purpley prose, and there wasn't really any of that. That was like the only thing that I could identify that was missing from this book. So we would strongly recommend getting this one, and we'll read the next one, and we'll let you know what we think about that one when we're done. So okay, that's it. A quick one today. Breach of Peace by Daniel B. Greene. Definitely recommend checking it out. If you like the video, as always, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you get notified the next time Olive says it's okay to upload another video. Thanks so much for watching. If you, by the way, if you've read this and you have thoughts on it, leave us a comment below, or if you have any insight into actually like what's going on with the series and if it's going to be continuing, like I think it is, let us know that too. If you don't want to leave anything substantive, as always, you can leave Olive a puppy emoji. She always likes to see those. So, as always, thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you next time.